The Galactic Council chamber was vast and cold. Silver light reflected off the high walls, bouncing across rows of alien delegates seated in their high chairs. At the center, the human delegation stood, tense and small in comparison. Commander Elias Drake adjusted his uniform, feeling the weight of the council's gaze like a physical pressure on his shoulders. "For too long," one of the alien counselors said, their voice like a low hum, "the humans have meddled in matters beyond their reach. Your fleets have acted without authority. Your systems are unpredictable. You are reckless." Elias kept his jaw tight. "We acted to survive," he said. "We warned you about the outer rim. Strange signals, unknown fleets, strange anomalies. We only want to protect the core worlds." A snort came from the left side of the chamber. "Warnings? Threats? The outer rim is unimportant to the Council. Leave it be. And as for your fleets, they are now reassigned." The reassignment was a quiet death sentence. The humans would be sent to the most distant, least funded sectors, far from support or any meaningful mission. Elias felt a spark of anger burn in his chest. But he did not speak. Not yet. As the humans were dismissed, whispers of disappointment and disapproval trailed behind them. Crew members held their heads high, but inside, each felt the sting of betrayal. They had served the Council faithfully. They had risked their lives to protect planets, and now they were cast aside. The transport shuttles to the outer rim waited silently at the docking bay. The engines hummed like a living thing. Elias climbed aboard, watching the stars as they streaked past the viewport when the shuttle launched. He could see the faint blue glow of the core worlds shrinking behind them. "Commander," Lieutenant Marrakesh said, her voice low, "do you really think the Council knows what they're doing? The outer rim, it's dangerous, not empty." Elias' eyes narrowed. "That is exactly why we must go there. If the Council won't listen, then we will see it with our own eyes. And when we do..." His voice trailed off, but his meaning was clear. They would not be powerless forever. Hours passed in tense silence. The crew stared at blinking screens, monitoring empty space. But space was never truly empty. Elias noticed the first anomaly before anyone else. A soft, irregular pulse, like a heartbeat, emanated from the far edge of the sensor grid. It was weak at first, almost negligible, but it repeated, and then slightly stronger. "Commander," Mara said, frowning at her console, "there's something here. I don't know what it is. Could be a signal." Elias leaned over the display, tracing the pulse with his fingers. "It's coming from the outer rim," he said quietly, "the place the Council wants us to ignore." The crew exchanged nervous glances. Outer rim was rumored to be dangerous, home to unknown species, ancient ruins, and gravitational storms that could tear a ship apart. Yet here was a signal. Someone or something was alive out there. "Can we trace it?" Elias asked. "Partially," Mara replied. "But it's different. Not like any human or Council tech. Could be alien. Could be..." Her voice trailed off. Elias' heart thumped. "Could be what?" "Could be exactly what the Council doesn't want us to find," she whispered. The shuttle shuddered slightly as it passed through the first dense asteroid field of the rim. Shadows stretched across the viewport. It was eerily silent, except for the low hum of the engines and the soft beeping of the signal repeating in time. Elias walked slowly to the observation deck. He stared into the dark void, a mix of wonder and unease gripping him. "The Council cast us aside," he said quietly, "thinking we are weak, that we will fail in the outer rim. They think we are nothing." Behind him, the crew listened. Not a word, only the silent nods of agreement. They felt it too, the anger, the betrayal, but also the spark of something stronger, determination. The humans had always survived against impossible odds. And now, they had a reason to prove themselves. Suddenly, the signal spiked. Bright, sharp, almost like a warning. Red and orange pulses lit up the control panels. Mara gasped. "It's moving. It's heading toward us." The shuttle shook violently. Alarms blared. Crew members scrambled to consoles, trying to regain control. Elias gripped the rail, staring out into the dark. The pulse grew closer, forming shapes in the emptiness. Something was coming. Elias' mind raced. He knew the Council had made a mistake. Humans were resourceful, stubborn, and fearless. And whatever awaited them in the outer rim, it would soon learn the same lesson. As the shuttle plunged deeper into darkness, the signal resolved into a strange, shimmering pattern. Almost like a ship, almost like a warning, almost alive. It hung in the void, silent and massive, watching the humans who had been cast aside. Elias tightened his fists. "Prepare the crew," he ordered. "Whatever this is, we face it together. And the Council will regret ever sending us here." The shuttle moved forward into the unknown. The outer rim stretched before them, dark, dangerous, and alive with secrets. And somewhere in that endless void, the first true test of humanity's resilience waited. The Council thought they were powerless. They were about to find out how wrong they were. The shuttle sliced through the darkness of the outer rim, stars thin and scattered like distant sparks. The human crew watched the endless void, a mixture of awe and unease in their eyes. Commander Elias Drake stood at the observation deck, silent, his jaw tight. The Council had cast him aside, leaving them to the edge of known space. Now, the unknown stretched before them, vast and dangerous. "Outer rim is different from what we expected," Lieutenant Marrakesh said quietly, her eyes scanning the sensor panels. "The readings are strange. Gravity fluctuations, electromagnetic storms, signals we can't identify." Elias didn't respond immediately. He had seen enough space missions to know that danger rarely announced itself clearly. "We move carefully," he said finally. "Every planet, every anomaly. We take nothing for granted." The first planet they approached was a gray, barren world. Its surface cracked like dry clay. The shuttle scanners detected no life, no atmosphere suitable for humans. Yet the readings were off. Power surges, faint energy signatures, traces of artificial structures buried beneath the surface. Mara frowned. "Someone or something has been here. Or is still here," Elias added. He called for a landing team, suited up and prepared to descend. The airlock hissed, and the team stepped onto the rocky terrain. Dust and small stones skittered across the surface as if alive. "Nothing yet," one of the crew murmured. "Just rocks and shadows." But as they moved deeper into the cracked valleys, strange patterns became visible. Lines etched into the stone, glowing faintly. Symbols. Not human. Not Council. Something else. Ancient. Powerful. Suddenly, the ground beneath them trembled slightly. Not an earthquake. They were too far from any tectonic activity. This was deliberate. A warning. The team froze. Elias signaled them to stay calm. "Whatever it is, it's observing us. Don't panic. We record everything." The tremors stopped, replaced by a low hum resonating from below the ground. The symbols on the stone pulsed in rhythm with the hum. Mara's fingers flew across her console. "The energy, it's not natural. This planet is alive in a way we can't fully measure. It's almost like it's aware of us." The human crew exchanged nervous glances. Outer rim was full of unknowns. But this was something entirely different. Their next planet was a frozen world, ice stretching to the horizon. Sensors detected massive structures beneath the surface. No life, no Council presence. Yet every measurement indicated advanced technology, far beyond what humans had seen, or what the Council claimed existed in these sectors. Why would the Council ignore this? A junior officer whispered. Why send us here like we were expendable? Elias' face darkened. They underestimated us. They assumed we'd fail. They thought we'd freeze, starve, or disappear. But they didn't account for human resourcefulness. Hours turned into days. Every new planet brought new anomalies. Invisible storms that shredded instruments, gravity fields that twisted the shuttle sensors, ruins that hummed faintly with long-dead power. Then, one night in the cold emptiness of space, the signal returned. Stronger this time. Sharper. Almost as if it was calling to them. Mara leaned over the console. It's moving again. I don't know how, but it's alive. Or guided by intelligence. It's not random. Elias clenched his fists. Good. Let it lead us. Whatever this is, It's a path the Council ignored. We follow it and we learn the truth. The crew prepared the shuttle for deep space navigation. Sensors trained on the signal, mapping its path. The pulse led them past asteroid fields, through clouds of glowing space dust, over planets that seem abandoned for eons. Every world had its own secrets. Every corner of the outer rim seemed to whisper warnings in languages they could not understand. Then they saw it. A ship, or what looked like a ship, emerged from a void. Unlike any human or council design. Massive, angular, but fluid, like a creature shaped from metal. It hovered silently, waiting. "Open hailing channels," Elias commanded, though he knew they likely would receive no reply. Static filled the airwaves, then a pattern of pulses. Not words. A message, cryptic and alien. Mara studied the pulses. "It's communicating or warning us. I can't translate fully, but it's ancient, older than the Council. It's saying, 'Do not come closer.'" Elias met her gaze. "Then it will have to wait. We didn't come this far to retreat." The crew moved cautiously, but curiosity burned in them stronger than fear. The outer rim had secrets, hidden dangers, ancient powers the Council would rather ignore. And now, the humans had a chance to uncover them. Somewhere in the void, the alien ship watched, its lights pulse in patterns that seemed almost like laughter. The humans were intruders in a realm far older and stranger than they imagined. Elias stood at the observation deck once more, looking out at the looming silhouette. "We may be cast aside," he said quietly, "but out here in the outer rim, we are free. And whatever is waiting, we will face it together." The shuttle advanced. The stars stretched. The unknown awaited. And humanity, cast aside by the Council, was about to make its mark. The humans had survived the outer rim's strange worlds and signals, but survival was only the beginning. Commander Elias Drake stood on the bridge of their upgraded shuttle, eyes fixed on the glowing map of the rim. Every planet they had visited, every anomaly they had studied, told a single story. Humans were not alone here, and neither were they powerless. "Commander," Lieutenant Marrakesh said, pointing to the screen, "these alien tech fragments, we can reverse engineer them. If we modify our ships, we could increase shields, weapons, even propulsion speed beyond what the Council allows." Elias nodded slowly. "Then we do it." The Council thought casting us aside would make us weak. They thought the outer rim would break us. They were wrong. Humanity does not break easily. For days, the human crew worked tirelessly. Every fragment, every signal, every structure they discovered became a stepping stone. They rebuilt their ships, enhanced their weapons, and learned to navigate the dangerous gravitational anomalies that had once been fatal traps. And then the first confrontation came. A fleet of alien mercenaries, drawn by the humans' movements, appeared on sensors. The ships were larger, more numerous, but uncoordinated. The aliens assumed the humans would panic or retreat. Elias gathered the crew. "Listen carefully. We do not have the numbers they have, but we have intelligence, strategy, and adaptability. That is human strength. We strike smart and we strike fast." The battle began in a blur of lights and energy. Alien weapons fired in sweeping arcs, but the humans anticipated each movement. Shields absorbed blasts, while countermeasures disabled key alien systems. The human ships moved in perfect formation, small yet deadly, each maneuver precise. Mara laughed amid the chaos. "They don't know what hit them." By the end of the fight, several alien ships were disabled, drifting silently in space. The humans had taken the first step toward asserting authority in the outer rim. For the first time, the crew felt the taste of victory, sweet, sharp, and full of promise. But with power came tension. Not all crew members agreed on the path forward. Some wanted to continue cautiously, to avoid provoking the Council or alien powers. Others, led by Elias, believed that humanity's survival depended on claiming the outer rim for themselves. "Commander," one officer challenged, "if we continue expanding, won't the Council retaliate? They might see us as a threat." Elias met his gaze, calm but firm. "Let them come. We were powerless when they cast us aside. Now, the outer rim is ours to master. We are no longer the weaklings they dismissed." As they moved deeper into the rim, humans discovered hidden colonies of alien species. Some were hostile, some neutral. Using diplomacy and the knowledge gained from ancient ruins, humans formed alliances. For the first time, humans were not only surviving, they were leading. Yet, danger lurked in the shadows. Among the crew, suspicion began to stir. Who could be trusted? The long journey, the isolation, and the unknown forces of Rim tested every human. Then the signal returned. Stronger than ever, almost like a beacon. It pulsed, not in warning but in challenge. Elias studied it. This signal, it's guiding us towards something bigger, something powerful. If we can harness it, we will be unstoppable. The crew prepared their ships for a long journey. New engines hummed with alien technology, weapons glimmered with unknown energy, and shields shimmered like liquid metal. Humanity, cast aside by the Council, was now a force to be reckoned with. And then, the outermost sectors revealed their first true prize. A massive, abandoned space station hovered in orbit around a desolate planet, ancient but intact. Its design was alien, yet its systems were functional. This station could serve as a base, a fortress, a symbol. Elias' voice carried across the bridge. We take it, repair it, make it ours. The Council will see that humans do not need their approval to survive or to lead. Crew members moved swiftly, boarding shuttles to secure the station. Sensors detected no traps, but every shadow felt like a warning. The station hummed with latent power, and as the humans explored it, they discovered maps, weapons blueprints, and strange energy sources. Every discovery increased their advantage. Mara looked at Elias, awe in her eyes. Commander, the Council will regret casting us aside. Elias smiled, a quiet, determined smile. They have no idea what humanity is capable of. Not yet, but they will. In the Outer Rim, humans were no longer victims. They were pioneers, warriors, and leaders. Every ship, every planet, every alliance forged was a testament to human ingenuity and courage. And somewhere in the shadows, the alien forces that had once ruled the Rim took notice. The game had changed, and humanity held the pieces. The Outer Rim, once ignored, was now in human hands. And the Council's authority was no longer absolute. The Outer Rim had begun to feel like home to the humans. Their fleet, strengthened and upgraded, moved like a living organism across the dark expanse of space. Yet, with each new discovery, a sense of unease grew. The Rim was not only dangerous, it held secrets, ancient secrets that whispered warnings to those who dared to listen. Commander Elias Drake walked the corridors of the newly claimed space station, now bustling with human activity. Scientists and engineers studied alien devices. Crews prepared for exploration missions, and scouts monitored distant sectors. But Elias felt the pull of something deeper, a presence older than any human memory. Mara, he called softly, run the scans again on the abandoned planet from Sector 12. I want every anomaly recorded. Lieutenant Marrakesh complied, her fingers flying over the console. Scanning, there are energy readings below the surface. Ruins, and traces of past civilizations, wiped out completely. Something destroyed them. Elias frowned. By whom? That we don't know, Mara admitted. The pattern suggests it wasn't a natural disaster. Someone or something deliberately erased them. The words hung in the air. The humans, for all their ingenuity and courage, now face a chilling truth. The Outer Rim was not empty. It had been a battlefield long before humans arrived. Civilizations rose and fell, leaving only whispers in the void. Elias gathered his senior officers. We have to be careful. The Council cast us aside, thinking the Outer Rim would be our grave. They didn't know its history. But we do now. We must learn from it. A young officer, pale and tense, spoke up. Commander, if these civilizations were destroyed, how do we know we won't be next? We're alone out here, surrounded by unknown forces. Elias met his gaze, calm but firm. Alone, yes, but we are humans. We adapt. We survive. We fight. That is our strength. Despite his words, a shadow of fear lingered in the crew. Nights on the station were long and quiet. The hum of machinery could not drown out the feeling that they were being watched. The signals they had followed to reach the rim pulsed intermittently, sometimes growing stronger, sometimes vanishing entirely. One evening, Elias walked to the observation deck, staring out at the swirling gas clouds and shattered planets. Memories of the Council's betrayal stirred within him. How they had dismissed warnings, ignored evidence, and cast humanity aside. A bitter anger rose, but beneath it lay determination. They thought we were weak, he murmured. But out here, we are stronger than they could imagine. Suddenly, the station shuddered. Alarms echoed through the corridors. Mara's voice came over the comms. Commander, readings from the outer sensors. Something massive is moving toward the station. Unknown origin. Power levels off the charts. Elias grabbed the rail, heart pounding. All crews, battle stations. Prepare defenses. The screen showed a massive object emerging from the shadows. A colossal alien warship, unlike anything in human or council archives. Its hull shimmered with strange energy, almost invisible until it reflected starlight. The humans had expected threats, but nothing of the scale. Signal, it's responding, Mara whispered, her voice tense. It's not attacking yet. It's observing. Elias clenched his fists. Then we observe it back. We are not here to die. We are here to learn, to survive, and to master what others feared. As the crew braced for contact, the warship released pulses of data. Ancient language, encrypted patterns, and symbols of civilization long extinct. Mara worked frantically, deciphering fragments. It's a warning, she said. It's telling us this region has been claimed before, that civilizations who sought power here, they vanished. The human officers exchanged glances. Fear lingered, but determination burned brighter. They were alone, yes, but humans thrive in the impossible. They had survived the Council's betrayal, the unknown planets, and the alien mercenaries. Now, the Outer Rim's greatest mystery tested them. Prepare a reconnaissance shuttle, Elias ordered. We go in carefully. We learn what it wants us to know. Fear will not rule us. Humanity will not be erased. The shuttle launched into the dark, gliding toward the colossal warship. Strange energy pulses lit the void around it. Elias watched from the observation deck, heart steady, mind focused. The past had left shadows. Some were warnings, some were tests. But humans had a gift the ancients could not foresee: ingenuity, courage, and unyielding will. And in that moment, Elias knew that whatever lay ahead, the humans would face it. Together. The Outer Rim's secrets were dangerous, yes, but they were now human territory. Every shadow, every signal, every ruin they explored strengthened their resolve. The Council might have cast them aside, but out here, in the vast darkness, humanity's place was rising. And somewhere in the unknown reaches, the pulse of ancient power watched them, waiting to see if humans would prey, or the new masters of the Outer Rim. The Outer Rim had become a battlefield of wits, courage, and survival. Commander Elias Drake stood on the bridge of the flagship Resolute, watching the blips of approaching ships on the display. Alien mercenaries, drawn by humanity's growing power, had organized a fleet. The Council's agents, curious and wary, had also appeared in the sector. Commander, Lieutenant Marrakesh said, pointing to screens, they're converging on our position. They don't know what we're capable of yet. Elias' jaw tightened. Then we show them. The humans had grown stronger since their arrival in the Rim. Ships modified with alien technology, upgraded shields, and advanced weapons gave them a tactical advantage. But numbers were against them. The alien fleet outnumbered humans nearly 3-1. And Council agents lurked on the fringes, waiting to see who would emerge victorious. Prepare for battle formations. Elias commanded. Remember, we don't have numbers, but we have intelligence and adaptability. We fight smart, not just hard. The first salvo hit. Alien energy beams streaking across space toward the human fleet. Explosions lit the void, but humans moved with precision. Shields flared, weapons fired, and countermeasures disabled critical enemy systems. Small human squads executed daring maneuvers. striking weak points in the alien formation. Mara's voice cut through the comms, exhilarated. They're trying to outflank us, Commander, redirecting ships to intercept. Elias nodded. Do it. Use the asteroid field as cover. Turn their numbers against them. The battle raged, fast and chaotic. Alien warships fired relentlessly, but humans anticipated their moves, outsmarting them at every turn. Explosions illuminated the darkness as ships collided, shields overloaded, and enemy vessels drifted in defeat. Then came the unexpected, a betrayal from within. One of the human scouts, tempted by promises of power from a mercenary faction, attempted to sabotage the fleet. Alarms blared as the ship went dark mid-battle. Betrayer, Elias shouted. Lock him out. Override the controls. Mara worked furiously at her console. He's trying to take the weapons offline, Commander, if he succeeds. Not on my watch. Elias barked. With precise commands, the compromised ship was isolated. Security teams restrained the traitor. Humanity's unity held strong, and the fleet regained its advantage. In the chaos, humans targeted the alien command ships, striking with calculated precision. Energy beams tore through enemy shields, crippling vessels. Alien ships, confused and disorganized, began retreating. Victory was close, but the real test awaited. From the shadows of the battle, a massive alien fleet emerged. These ships were unlike any humans had seen. Larger, more advanced, moving with terrifying coordination. Elias realized this was no ordinary mercenary force. The Outer Rim itself was defending its secrets. Brace for impact, Elias said, eyes fixed on the display. This is the real challenge. The humans executed daring maneuvers, weaving through the massive fleet. Explosions lit the void as energy weapons collided. It was chaos strategy, and courage rolled into a single deadly dance. Yet humans showed their greatest strength, adaptability. Each crew member, each ship reacted faster, thought smarter. Weapons were redirected, shields reinforced, and alien technology repurposed mid-battle. Humans were smaller, yes, but they were faster, cleverer, relentless. The battle reached its peak when the largest alien ship fired a devastating energy pulse toward the human flagship. The Resolute shuddered under the impact. Hull integrity dropped, alarm screamed, and crew members struggled to maintain control. Divert all power to forward shields. Elias ordered, target their engines, disable them. The humans struck precisely. Alien engines exploded, throwing the massive ship into chaos. Smaller alien vessels scattered in disarray. The fleet that once seemed invincible was now faltering. Mara breathed heavily, her eyes wide with exhilaration. We did it, Commander. They're falling back. Elias' face was calm, but satisfaction gleamed in his eyes. For now, this was only the first clash. The Outer Rim is dangerous. Its guardians are powerful. But humanity adapts. Humanity survives. As the alien fleet retreated into the shadows, humans claimed a hard-earned victory. Planets in the rim that had been under alien threat were now secure, and fledgling alliances with local factions strengthened. Yet Elias knew the battle had revealed something more important than victory. The Outer Rim had mysteries far deeper than numbers or weapons. Ancient powers, alien civilizations, and unknown threats lingered in the darkness, waiting. Prepare for the next stage, he said to the senior officers. The Outer Rim is ours to explore, but we must remain vigilant. Every discovery brings risk. Every signal may hide a trap. And the Council they will notice. Soon, humans had survived betrayal unknown planets and alien mercenaries. They had faced the Rim itself and emerged stronger. But the shadows of the past, the signals of the unknown, and the remnants of ancient civilizations promised that the true challenge was only beginning. Elias looked out at the stars, a faint pulse of light flickering on the edge of sensors. A warning? A beacon? He didn't know. But one thing was certain. Humans, cast aside by the Council, had proven their strength. And now, in the Outer Rim, their authority was rising.